In her past life, she was the most capable right-hand woman of the blood, demon cult leader. With just a sword in her hand, she single-handedly annihilated the top-tier Nangong family. But she didn't know she'd been played by the cult leader, personally slaughtering her entire family. Because she was the child bearing the Nangong name, who had disappeared over 15 years ago. Opening her eyes, she woke up. Shuehua discovered she had traveled back in time, to the year she was 13. This time, she was determined to save her family. Based on the memories of her past life, Shuehua immediately went to the Black Cloud Gang to get the Great Rejuvenation Pill. She used a single move, Little Lee's Flying Heart, and made the grunts blocking her way freeze in their tracks, too scared to stop her. The gang leader and the elders were seriously pissed off. They immediately sent men to jump her. But she only needed a few basic moves, and more than 10 people had already hit the deck. Seeing this, the gang leader got a little spooked. He quickly told his underlings to just give up. If this little girl kept fighting any longer, the whole gang would be toast. Afterwards, Shuehua successfully obtained the Great Rejuvenation Pill. With this, she would be able to expel the evil energy from her body. But life's not that simple. After going a short distance, she was stopped by a mysterious person. She immediately recognized. This person was one of the 3 strongest masters of the Nangong family. The Swift-Wind Sword Master, G. Double Wagon. He asked coldly, "Kid, who are you? Depending on your answer, I'll decide whether to spare your life." She cursed inwardly. Just my luck. I'm trying to operate in the shadows, and I run into him of all people. Having no other choice, she clasped her hands respectfully and replied, "Legendary. Martial Arts Senior, Supreme Master. I pay my respects to you." G.W. Wagon frowned in surprise. "Legendary?" Then he leaped down to the ground. "You're a funny kid. How am I your senior? I have never taken on a junior who emits such an unpleasant aura as you." He leaned in close to Shuehua and asked, "How old are you?" "As far as I know, I'm 13. "Yes. As far as I know, you don't even know your own age?" She replied, "Due to an accident, I lost my memories from before I was 5. I'm just guessing my age based on what I've been told." He continued to question her. "Where did that scar come from?" She just said, "I don't know." "Who taught you martial arts?" "Until now. I studied under the old master of the Hua Wu Lu in Yunnan." "Sounds like that's about to change, huh?" Because he tried to kill me." Shuehua's calm reply stunned GWN. "That thing you're holding could become poison for you, even if it's dangerous, to expel the internal energy within me. I need it." He asked, "Why? Why do you want to get rid of your internal energy?" Shuehua lifted her head, her clear eyes looking at him. "Because if I bring this power home, my family might not accept me." "You know where your home is?" Based on a few fragmented memories that flashed by, she answered without hesitation, "Hefei, Anhui." Hearing this, GW rubbed his chin thoughtfully. "Hefei?" "The place where the main Nanghong family residence is located." A second later, he suddenly placed a hand on Shuehua's shoulder. Then he pointed to himself and said excitedly, "Yours truly will personally help you this time." "Huh?" Then he patted the girl's shoulder again. "To circulate and regulate your chi, don't you need a guardian? I will act as your guardian, so you can succeed in your transformation." Her expression was a little unhappy. She thought, "Are you saying that even though I might be the lost child, you're going to watch me just in case? What a pain." Cut to another location. A man has a sword to his throat. Facing a mysterious, hooded figure in black, he shouted in fear, "Sir, what are you doing? Didn't we have a deal?" The man in black didn't answer, only asking coldly, "Where was it hidden?" The man hurriedly explained, "Hidden? What are you talking about?" "The young mistress of the Hua Wu Lu received it less than 2 hours ago." "Describe what the young mistress looks like." "She looks like a girl of about 10. After he finished speaking, the man in black glanced behind him. A group of men in black began to whisper amongst themselves, in silence. Next, the leader just said coldly, "Let's go." The whole group immediately dispersed, and quickly vanished into the silent night. Now, inside the main hall, only the man remained, panting after his narrow escape. His eyes filled with extreme worry. He kept muttering, "Young mistress." Earlier, Shuehua had told him, "If I leave, tell your subordinates to leave this place and run far away. Soon after, assassins from the Hua Wu Lu will attack." He asked, "But didn't we already give them the item? Why would they attack this place?" Shuehua replied, "Because I'm no longer a member of the Hua Wu Lu. Before long, Huashan and Shaolin will come to destroy the Black Cloud Gang. At that time, the Hua Wu Lu will pretend to want to help in order to win you over." "What do you mean?" Shueihua revealed the truth that they want to kill the gang leader and take over the Black Cloud Gang's power. Don't fall for it. Then she also gave him a black card. Finally, this. In 7 days, do exactly what's on this paper. This is the only way to protect the Black Cloud Gang from Huashan and Shaolin. Looking at the card in front of him, he couldn't help but feel a chill. How terrifying. To think she could see so many steps ahead. Meanwhile, GWA, Gun had led Shueihua to the place where he usually trained. There's no clear path. It's overgrown and hard to find. It's perfect, isn't it? Yes. She asked again. Are you sure this is okay? Huh? Her face clearly showed her distrust. Being a guardian means you'll stay by my side and watch over me, while I circulate and regulate my ki, right? I don't understand why you're helping a girl you just met today. It's not even certain that I'm the family head's granddaughter, yet you're being so dedicated. For a moment, he didn't know how to explain. Good point. How should I put this? Then he suddenly pointed at Shueihua. First of all, I absolutely hate people who exude that kind of filthy, internal energy like you do. Hearing that you want to get rid of it, I find that commendable. You also said your wish is to return to your hometown, so I find that pitiful. Stop asking so many detailed questions, kid. What's important now is your rebirth. Shueihua suddenly said something that made him pause. Thank you for finding this place and for bringing me here. Hearing that, the old man's face lit up with joy. He wanted to pat Shueihua's head, but she dodged him. Don't die, kid. If you need it, I'll give you an extra hand. I can do it alone. You do look like you can handle yourself. GW Ken said with his arms crossed. When you're reborn, fix that stiff way of talking. On the outside, you look like a 1-3-year-old kid. But you're not cute at all. You're about to see your parents again. If a child acts cold after being separated for so long, they'll be very sad. She thought, so I seem weird? If that's the case, yes. She turned to go into the cave. All right, I understand. What kind of food do you like, kid? A voice echoed back. Candied Hawthorne. The old man laughed. So there is a bit of a child in you after all. His gaze drifted into the distance. Stay alive, and let's meet again, kid. Inside the cave, Shueihua decided to take the medicinal pill. Without hesitation, she put it in her mouth. A profound internal energy surged like the sea. If the blood chi is a river, then this pure internal energy is the ocean. Focus. No matter how good the medicine is, it can become poison at any time. If I fail to expel the blood chi, or my internal energy falls into chaos, I could suffer from ki deviation. Shueihua resolved in her heart. More, faster, stronger. Leave no trace of the blood chi behind. As expected of a power nurtured by blood, a trickle of fresh blood ran from the corner of her mouth. No matter how hard I try to push it away, it clings on stubbornly. It refuses to disappear. Just like the blood demon who has controlled me for so long. I absolutely will not let him pull my strings ever again. At least, not in this life. Her mind became increasingly resolute. I will not let things go your way. Outside, GW again had waited too long, so he was a little worried. She should be out by now. Could something have happened? Like her blood, meridians getting reversed. Or falling into chi deviation, for instance. Was it a mistake to let a child, no bigger than my fist, go in there by herself? Just as he stood up, Shueihua came out of the cave. He looked at her with admiration in his eyes. What an extraordinary kid. GW Wagon breathed a sigh of relief. You've worked hard. You've finally gotten rid of that unpleasant internal energy. Even I feel relieved. Only because you were standing guard. Then he held out a bag in front of her. Here, take this. Shueihua asked curiously. What is this? He replied, a gift to celebrate your survival. Want to open it and see? As he watched her, he thought to himself, not only did she expel the filthy internal energy, but she also accumulated more power, turning the leftover energy into her own. At her age, that's an incredible achievement. At this moment, Shueihua's eyes suddenly changed when she saw the item in the bag. It turned out the old man had bought her a skewer of candied fruit. What do you think? I can tell from your face you're pleased, right? Thank you, he thought. I should be the one thanking you for coming back alive. Come on. Let's go down to the village now. You haven't bathed in 3 days. First, you need to soak in some warm water. With that, he picked Shueihua up. So it's been 3 days since I went into the cave? That's right. Aren't you hungry? I'll introduce you to a special famous dish in Hefei. Hold on tight, kid. Don't blame me if you fall. He channeled energy into his legs. The ground quickly cracked. Then, the two of them shot off at a speed that couldn't be seen with the naked eye. From up high, Shueihua could see everything clearly. Her eyes were dazed. as she saw the beauty of the architecture below. The two had finally arrived in Hefei. Inside some eatery, a few dishes had been brought to the table. Shui Hua frowned. This is the specialty? But the old man was still chowing down with gusto. I ordered a double portion, so eat your fill. Shui Hua said, I just had the candied hawthorn, so I'm not really that hungry. It seems she had no interest in the food here. Seeing this, GW Huygen asked, Hey, kid, what do you think is the most common dish at an inn? Dumplings and noodles, of course, he replied while splitting a dumpling with his chopsticks. That's right, but for a dish to become famous everywhere, do you know how hard that is? This is a place where people eat with no expectations. But it's like seeing into the next life. She thought, thanks to the great rejuvenation pill, I've already seen the next life. The old man offered her the plate of split dumplings. Here, try some. I bet you'll be crying and begging for more. She didn't answer, and just reluctantly picked up a piece with her chopsticks, with an unwilling expression. But a second later, her eyes lit up. The old man propped a foot on the table. So? It's amazing, right? But Shui Hua didn't answer and just kept eating the dumplings. Seeing this, he reached out and ruffled her hair. Eat slowly. I'll keep ordering more until your belly is full. On the street, 3 drunk men were talking to each other. Thanks to you, I had a great meal. Well then, come on in. On a nearby rooftop, GW Huygen was standing, watching everything. He asked the person behind him in a cold voice, Have you taken care of all those rats? The other person replied respectfully, Yes, great master. As he spoke, he handed him a strip of cloth. Based on their skills, they weren't small fry. But I've never seen this pattern around here. It seems there's quite a lot to report to the family head. Let's go, he asked GW1. What about the child? Just sending one person to tail her is enough. She's not so weak that she'll run into big trouble just by going out. Anyway, within a few days, I'll see her again. The next day, at the Nanhong family's heavenly tiger hall, the sound of a table being slammed, along with the shout of an angry man. It echoed. 300 gold ingots? It's been 8 years. That child has been missing for 8 years. Not even a single strand of hair has been found. Even if we increase the reward, will it change anything? This man is Nanhong Qingshan, the third son of Nanggong Wutian. None of the elders spoke up. They just sat silently, listening to him. 300 gold ingots is enough to buy an entire large merchant guild. For someone who we don't even know is alive or dead. Suddenly, another person spoke up. Qingshan, watch your words. If Big Brother Qingyun were here, how heartbroken he would be to hear this. This man is Nanggong Qingji, the second son of Nanggong Wutian. Nanggong Qingshan sat down. Honestly, Big Brother has been gone for far too long. It's unreasonable. The two of us have shouldered all the clan's affairs. Suddenly, a roar thundered, stopping him from speaking further. Qingshan, that's enough. This is the head of the Nanggong family, the heavenly dragon sword emperor, Nanggong Wutian. Facing his father, Nanggong Qingshan could only bow his head. Nanggong Wutian, sitting in the head seat, spoke. You are right. Your brother has been away searching for his daughter for 8 years, because your brother is wandering outside. It's true that the position of young family head has been vacant for a long time. Yes. So, do you resent your brother? Nanggong Qingshan replied. It's not resentment. I just think it's time for him to come back. If your daughter went missing, could you still say that? A child, not knowing if she's alive or dead. Could you tell yourself to just give up? Nanggong Qingshan clasped his hands and bowed his head. My thinking was shallow. Father, don't speak carelessly just because your mouth is open. Yes. He rubbed his forehead and thought, how troublesome. The people dissatisfied with this situation are probably not just Qingshan alone. Someone might be taking advantage of his impulsive nature to advance their own agenda. No, that's definitely it. His fingers tapped incessantly on the armrest. This dissatisfaction cannot be ignored forever. How should I handle this? Just then, someone's voice called out, reporting, that child has just passed through the family gates. It was none other than GW Wan. Hearing this, Nanghong Wutian immediately gave an order. Everyone, dismissed. Inside another room, GW Waken was talking to a middle-aged man. This man, Swift Wind Sword. So that child has finally arrived. Yes. A kid who is both cute and difficult. She'll be here soon. This man is the general manager of the Nanggong family, Nanggong Wen. It seems the meeting ended abruptly because of her, right? That's right. Here she comes. From outside, the figure of a young girl slowly walked in. Although young, her eyes held a determined look that a 1-3-year-old girl shouldn't possess. Nanggong Wen looked at Shui Hua and felt a sense of familiarity. Suddenly, memories. of the past flooded his mind. A cute little girl was reaching her hand out to him. General Manager Uncle. It's me, young miss. You're really... Nangong Wen's eyes looked like he was about to cry. It really is the young miss. Seeing him wiping his tears, GW Ken hurriedly said, "It's too early. Too early. Don't jump to conclusions." However, even his own eyes couldn't hide his joy. At this time, Shui Hua still stood there without saying a word. She suddenly broke into a sweat, thinking to herself, the Heavenly Dragon Sword Emperor. One of the 10 peerless masters in the world. Is this what it feels like to stand before a dragon's claws? Her hand tightened slightly. Calm down. Right now, he's not an enemy. There's no need to be defensive. Shui Hua immediately clasped her hands and bowed. Greetings to the head of the Nangong family. Nangong Wutian rested his chin on one hand and replied calmly, "Come closer." Nangong Wen asked her, "What is your name?" She replied, "My name is Shui Hua. I heard you claim to be the child the Nangong family is searching for. Is that correct?" "Yes. The Nangong child has a birthmark on her neck. I heard it's on the nape of the neck. I don't see that mark on you." "I don't know about that. I just remembered childhood memories of growing up in the Nangong family. So I came here." Nangong Wen told her to elaborate on that memory. Shui Hua slowly recounted, "I remember the path of poppies by the lake with weeping willows. I walked along a path covered in poppies. I was holding someone's hand, but I don't know whose. The hand was very big, rough, and warm. I could only hold one of that person's fingers." After hearing this, Nangong Wutian fell into deep thought. How strange, Shui Hua thought. Finally, a reaction. It makes sense. Weeping willows, a lake, and poppies exist only in the Nanghong family head's garden. When I broke into the family head's hall, that memory resurfaced. At the time, I thought my vision was blurry from the poppy pollen floating around. The hallucination only disappeared after I burned down the entire garden. She continued, "I lost all my memories before the age of 5. So that's all I have. Is that enough?" Nangong Wutian replied indifferently, "Poppies are everywhere. Lakes and weeping willows aren't rare for the wealthy either." "Yes. You think that's enough to prove you're a member of the Nanghong family?" But Shui Hua's next words surprised GWA, Guan and Nangong Wen. "I don't understand. Isn't the Nangong family the one looking for the lost child? So, why do I have to be the one to prove my identity? I thought coming here, there would be a way to prove it for me. Isn't that right?" After hearing that, the two old men felt it was incredibly logical. Even Nangong Wutian couldn't refute it. GW Wakin couldn't help but get angry. This girl, how can she speak like that? Family head, she didn't mean it that way. However, Nangong Wutian suddenly burst into hearty laughter, which echoed throughout the great hall. "All right, little girl. Yes, you're right. The way to prove your identity is here, in the Nangong family, but it's difficult to do it right now." Hearing that, the two old men breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness the family head isn't angry. To prove it, you'll have to wait a few days. Are you willing? Shui Hua replied confidently, "Yes, I'll wait. Arrange a room for the girl to stay in for a few days." In the Nangong family, the Heavenly Guest Pavilion was a place that only hosted the most honored of honored guests. Nearly a full year after receiving its last guest, the family head ordered the Heavenly Guest Pavilion to be opened for a guest, quietly. The identity of that guest was a child. The man walking behind is Nangong Yan, the head of the outer hall of the Nangong family. Previously, Nangong Wen had instructed, "Do not ask who the honored guest is, or why they have come to the Nangong family. Absolutely do not pry into anything about them." Nangong Yan thought, "I was told that, but I didn't expect the honored guest to be a child. Even when the honored guest is not in residence, it is cleaned 5 times a day, and the bedsheets are changed. If you need anything, please tell the maids. The martial artists of the Nangong's inner hall are guarding the Heavenly Guest Pavilion, so don't worry about safety. I hear you haven't eaten yet. You must be hungry. Shall I prepare some food?" Hearing the word food, this little one's ears immediately perked up. Shui Hua turned around and agreed without a moment's hesitation. A short while later, the table was laden with food. Every dish looked incredibly appetizing and beautiful, but because there were so many dishes, for a moment, Shui Hua didn't know which one to try first. Her attention was drawn to a type of cake wrapped in a leaf, but she didn't know how to unwrap it. "How do you eat this?" Seeing her struggling, a maid immediately came over. "Let me help you with that." While unwrapping the cake for Shui Hua, the maid introduced the dish. "This is a bamboo leaf. It helps the dish absorb the bamboo's fragrance and retain its original flavor. The Nangong family always prepares the finest meals for our honored guests. The top priority is for the guests of the Heavenly Guest Pavilion. She thought, I've said a bit too much, haven't I? Please, enjoy. Shuehua also replied, Thank you. The maid thought, how can there be such an adorable guest? Is it to your liking? After taking a bite, Shuehua's eyes immediately lit up. So delicious. A while later, she had eaten until her stomach was full. I ate a little too much. Lying in bed, she pondered. I finally made it to the Nangong family. I've really made it to the Nangong family. Every space and every object in the Nangong household is exactly as I remember it, and yet, it feels different, especially the Nangong gate and that Nangong Yan. But a sad look suddenly appeared in Shuehua's eyes, because in her past life, she had personally massacred the Nangong family. I'll ask again. Where are the Nangong's secret manuals? Even if my 4 limbs are torn apart, I will never betray the Nangong family, but you might as well just kill me. Even in hell, I will have my revenge. Then let's see if after your 4 limbs are torn apart, you can still talk like this. A pointless struggle. Everything is over. Shuehua placed a hand on her chest. A suffocating feeling made her very uncomfortable. Why am I feeling this way? Is it because I have to face them and talk as if nothing happened? Is that what's making me uncomfortable? But that hasn't happened yet. Nothing. Nothing has happened yet. It's okay. I can stop it. Inside another room, voices could be heard. You're saying, that child interfered in the affairs of Huashan and Shaolin? Yes. G.W. Ken replied, yes. Last time, your subordinate reported that Huashan and Shaolin seemed to be secretly trading the Great Rejuvenation Pill. The matter is more complicated than I thought. He scratched his head. The people from the Black Cloud Gang are nothing. That child single-handedly turned everything upside down inside. You understand, don't you? The problem is, how did they defeat the elites of Huashan and take the Great Rejuvenation Pill? The Black Cloud Gang's strength is not enough. Another power must have intervened. At this moment, the Nangong family head, Wu Tian, still had his eyes closed in meditation, without saying a word. G. Wakin waved his hand back and forth in front of him. Family head, are you listening? Nangong Wen thought to himself, just by hearing the report, have you already realized something? Jidabul Han, on the other hand, thought, after all, this involves a major power that has a tight grip on Shanxi and Henan, so it's natural for you to be cautious. If it's the family head, he will surely find a solution. But Nangong Wutian's next words left the two men speechless. When she was just born, someone said she looked like me. Back then, I didn't see the resemblance at all, but now that she's grown, I understand. Jidablogan thought to himself, I thought you were contemplating something important. Turns out he's just thinking about his granddaughter. Family head, actually, she can't be called grown just yet. No, it's still too early to be sure she's your granddaughter. To be honest, since giving her the Heavenly Guest Pavilion, I've felt it was a bit excessive. Nangong Wutian picked up a cup, just sharing. A cup of water can forge a bond of 100 years. How could one not recognize their own flesh and blood? Nangong Wen, a bit confused, asked again. So that means, Nangong Wutian replied, heavenly. The Heavenly Guest Pavilion being excessive is not correct. On the contrary, it's too little. Right. Have you investigated the Hua Wu Lu? GW Kan recounted. After dealing with the pursuers, I've sent people to Yunnan. We should have news soon. Nangong Wutian suddenly asked the two of them, could that child have some other motive? Zhu Wuguan frowned slightly. It's hard to say. I want to believe she's innocent, too. But she was once the young master of a mysterious power, called the Hua Wu Lu. Even if she truly carries Nangong blood, we don't know if her heart lies with the Nangong clan. Who knows if her claim of wanting to return home is a lie or not. But to give up the internal energy she worked so hard to cultivate is not an easy decision. To be honest, if I were that child, I'm not sure I could have done it. He stated with confidence, she gave up that power to choose the Nangong clan. There can't be another motive. Nangong Wen retorted, you've grown fond of her because you traveled with her, haven't you? The old man pouted. Fond? What are you talking about? There's no such thing. You seem to care for her quite a bit. Nangong Wen continued, if you still can't fully trust the child, why not ask her directly about what happened at Mount Hua? It just so happens there's a family tradition, where the head of the house hosts a meal for the guest of the Heavenly Guest Pavilion. It's a good opportunity. We can decide whether to trust her or not after that. Zhu Wuguan was exasperated. I already said I believe her. Sheesh. Hearing this, Nangong Wuqian couldn't help but smile. Just a meal with my granddaughter. I'm really looking forward to it. Inside her room, Shuehua was still training diligently. Although she had felt it in the cave, the internal energy of the blood technique had a completely different feel to it. The pure stream of energy flowed throughout her body, making all her acupoints feel refreshed. Her current level is only at the second-rate stage, but compared to the frantic energy that once craved the scent of blood, this is much easier to control. In my past life, I reached the transformation realm, so in this life, I can definitely reach it faster. No, I must reach it, she thought to herself. Until I officially learn the Nangong's core techniques, I can't just increase my internal energy as I please. At least the 3 people I met at the Heavenly Lake Hall today would find it strange if my internal energy suddenly spiked. No matter how impatient I am, I can't shatter the trust that I haven't even earned yet. Pretending not to know what I researched in my past life? What a pain. Just as Shuehua opened the door to go out, she met a maidservant. "Do you need anything, miss?" she asked the maidservant. "Is there a training hall here I can use?" The Heavenly Guest Pavilion has its own private training hall, exclusively for guests. "I can show you the way." "Not a private one. What about somewhere else?" The maidservant bowed her head and replied, "Guests of the Heavenly Guest Pavilion are free to use any of the outdoor training grounds. Let me guide you to the nearest one." "That won't be necessary. I can go by myself," she thought to herself. "If I can't practice internal energy, then I'll just have to train my external skills. Instead of swinging a sword alone in a private training hall, it's better to blend in with a crowd of trainees. If I happen to use a Nangong sword technique, I can just say I learned it by watching." Letting outsiders see a part of the training process? Letting outsiders see part of the training, even if it's just publicizing the sword forms of the basic outer grounds level. The Nangong clan is quite bold. The training hall of the Red Dragon Squad, one of the 6 martial force squads, the disciples of the Nangong family, were training intently. Great development sword form. First stance. Every move was rhythmic and powerful. Shuehua observed and assessed. But these people are the deep roots that support the Nangong clan. They are the starting point from which the Nangong clan will cultivate its future strength. Every neat, powerful movement bears the mark of countless hours of practice. But this isn't swordsmanship. They only know the moves, not the sword. Have they never been in a real fight? If they went onto a battlefield, they'd probably die before they could even execute a sword form. Thinking this, she sighed in frustration. They have a long way to go. I'll just focus on my own training. Just as her hand was about to touch a wooden sword on the weapon rack, someone suddenly shouted, "Hey, you over there!" A man stepped forward and asked, "What do you think you're touching without permission?" "Too bad. These aren't toys for kids. But those kids over there are training too. They're different." "Kiddo," he replied while scratching his head. "They are official disciples. You failed the warrior exam, didn't you? You look like a little servant. Sneaking in here to secretly learn our techniques is not allowed. This isn't the first time we've seen a kid like you. Hey kid, you can't learn the sword just by copying." After saying that, he took the sword from her hand. "Don't stand around here and get hit by a wooden splinter. Go on. Get back to your sweeping." But Shuehua didn't give up. She reached out and took another wooden sword, which made him very angry. "This kid, give it here." He tried to take the sword from her again, but no matter what he did, he couldn't touch Shuehua. Finally, he shouted in rage, "Hey, are you ignoring an adult who's talking to you? Who taught you such disrespect? Where are your masters? I'm going to teach them a lesson." At that moment, Shuehua's eyes suddenly turned cold. "What a pain," he snapped. "Hey, why are you glaring at me like that? You disrespectful brat." But before he could finish his sentence, he was struck. With just one blow, Shuehua took him down. The man lay on the ground, still dazed and confused. How did she hit me?" "Why?" Shuehua said calmly. "As I thought, this wooden sword suits my stature better." The surrounding crowd saw this and started to tease. The captain said the kid would listen obediently. So why is he sprawled out on the ground now? "Did you trip? Getting mad from embarrassment? Huh?" The man called captain immediately shouted, "Hold it! Just talking isn't going to solve this." The captain quickly grabbed a wooden sword from the rack. This time, he was truly angry. "Today, I will teach you some manners." The captain yelled and charged towards Shuehua with great speed. But unexpectedly, Shuehua was even faster and dodged the blow. Then she seized the opportunity to strike his right leg. Her movements were incredibly decisive. Before long, the captain was on the defensive. Finally, the sword in his hand was knocked away by Shuehua. The entire training ground fell silent, not a sound. The crowd was so shocked they couldn't believe it. How is that possible? Wasn't that completely one-sided? Can you even call that a duel anymore? Shuehua placed the sword on her shoulder and asked the captain, "Still want more?" Then she returned the sword to him. "Don't underestimate me. Use your full strength." The captain took back his sword, but his eyes had completely lost their earlier confidence. However, as a swordsman, he would not refuse any challenge. Alright then. Let's see what you've got. Shuehua thought to herself. His eyes have finally changed. He's starting to instinctively gauge his opponent's strength. The Nangong clan is very strong. But the truly strong ones are only the family head and a few masters. Not all Nangong martial artists are strong. In other words, the Nangong martial artists are being protected by the Nangong name. Without enemies, they inevitably grow complacent. Complacency for too long will dull both the sword and the mind. Actually, Shuehua herself was curious. Could she sharpen their minds into a blade as sharp as one newly forged? Can I heat and hammer these people who have sunk into peace into sharp blades? Blades? Do they have the will to change? By now, the onlookers were so amazed, they were at a loss for words. Is that even possible? The captain's sword hasn't landed a single hit. Very quickly, the captain's hand was struck by the sword. Shuehua analyzed. Using more power doesn't necessarily make for a good attack. First, you must know how much of your strength you can control. Of course, you must also pay attention to your speed and the direction of your strike. While attacking the captain, she explained, when you put in too much force, your body becomes stiff. A stiff body cannot swing the sword as you wish. And one more thing. Very quickly, the captain took another hit to his left leg. Seizing the opportunity, Shuehua unleashed a full-powered strike. The captain was immediately sent flying, by a force he couldn't withstand. When the dust settled, it revealed the captain's figure, holding his sword firmly. However, the ground beneath his feet now had 3 deep grooves. Shuehua walked over and said, "Your lower body is weak, so your center of gravity was broken. Once your center is broken, you'll naturally keep getting knocked down. The ground will not waver as long as you stand firm." After speaking, she thought with some annoyance, I wonder if this guy even understood that. But it's hard to continue training here. I'll take my leave. The captain watched her retreating back without blinking. That kid. Who in the world is she? After that, Shuehua left the training ground. I just ended up attracting everyone's attention. I should have just used the guest pavilion's training hall. That much advice should be enough, right? Whether they become worthy of the Nangong name or not is up to them. I still haven't fully mastered my strength. Thinking back, since returning to the past, I haven't had a proper rest. This child's body is so weak. I should go back to the heavenly guest pavilion for today. As she was thinking, Shuehua suddenly felt her body lose all its strength. It seems this weak body hasn't adapted to my power yet. But before she could fall, someone caught her. It was Zhu Wuguan. Seeing Shuehua's condition, Zhu Wuguan asked worriedly, "Hey, kid, what's wrong? You don't look so good." She forced a smile and replied, "I'm fine, just a little dizzy." But Zhu Wuguan suddenly picked her up. "Put me down." "What do you mean fine? If you're sick, you need to find out why." "Where are you going?" He replied with a smile. "Times like these call for a professional diagnosis. You'll see, kid." The two quickly entered a room. "Hey, take a look at this patient." "Huh? What's this? There's no one here again?" "I told them to watch this place carefully." "Kid, wait here a moment, okay?" "Yes." Shuehua looked around the room. As expected of the Nangong clan, the quality of the medicinal herbs is excellent. The head of the medical hall is very skilled too. The head of the medical hall. I don't think I ever met them in my past life. When the Nangong clan fell, did they leave? Well, that makes sense. The head of the medical hall is often not a member of the family, so it's understandable that they would leave. If they're not blood-related, why would the Nangong clan keep them? Just then, a foot stepped into the room. "Oh my, what's such a cute young lady doing here?" Hearing the voice, Shuehua quickly turned around. A beautiful woman was smiling, looking her over. "Look at those big, round eyes." She asked, "Hey, sweetie, who are you? I haven't seen you around before." Shuehua was startled and took a step back. But the woman continued to press. What was that just now? Just like a little kitten. Shuehua clenched her teeth and thought, why is this woman here? The brutal assassin who enjoys killing with poison. Du Yue, the head of the blood cult's medical hall. Just then, Zhu Wuguan returned. "What kitten? Stop talking nonsense and check her pulse. I thought she was sick somewhere. So you don't even know where you're hurting?" Du Yue reached her hand out to her. "You poor thing. Let's see now. Let me just borrow your hand for a moment, okay?" Shuehua quickly slapped her hand away. "Don't touch me. Kid, I need to check your pulse to know what's wrong. I'm not sick. I don't need my pulse checked." Before this person came under Shui Mo's command, it's unclear what she did, but I have to be on my guard. She thought, what should I do? Shui Mo never forgives a traitor. If Du Yue is Shui Mo's spy now, she'll find a way to kill me. Zhu Wuguan quickly tried to reassure her. Kid, I'm sorry for bringing you here without asking, but please, let this lady examine you. This lady here. She might look like that, but she's very skilled. Du Yue covered her mouth and giggled. Oh my, call me big sister. I know you're very tough, kid, but you never know. These past few days, you haven't eaten or rested properly, have you? If you let me check your pulse, I'll give you lots of candied fruit. You like that, don't you? I have too few reasons to refuse outright. Is it just because I'm afraid of getting my pulse checked? Shui Hua sighed. Even if she told the truth, no one would believe her. Yes, she thought. It should be fine. With Zhu Wuguan here, Du Yue probably won't try anything right away. After that, she agreed to let Du Yue check her pulse. Don't worry, I'll just take a quick look. It feels a little strange, doesn't it? Just bear with it for a moment. But Du Yue hadn't even finished speaking when Shui Hua grabbed her by the throat. Her eyes were filled with killing intent. However, Zhu Wuguan stopped her. Let go, kid, Shui Hua said angrily. She's trying to kill me! I felt her internal energy move, he explained. That was a normal pulse diagnosis. It's a way to investigate the meridians. She was just using her internal energy to examine your energy channels. Hearing that, Shui Hua slowly calmed down and gradually loosened her hand from Du Yue's neck. But she wasn't angry at all. Instead, she smiled. This little one's claws are sharp. Zhu Wuguan frowned. The moment the head of the medical hall channeled her internal energy, she immediately moved to block it. A killing intent so thick that you wouldn't normally feel from an ordinary assassin. Once she decided to kill, the kid absolutely would not hold back, as if she had killed countless people before. Shui Hua stood up and said, I'll be leaving now. After she left, Du Yue asked him, Oh my. How did you manage to pick up such an interesting kitten? That's a first for me. What's the diagnosis? Is she healthy? You saw for yourself how healthy she is, didn't you? Du Yue closed her eyes, recalling the moment. The time was too short to determine her condition clearly. I'm not sure, but it seems like she's eaten something strange recently. So, you didn't get your position for nothing. What's that supposed to mean? I was once the Emperor's personal physician, you know. Probably just an underling. Same difference. She said, That little kitten, bring her here again next time. I need to examine her more closely. What? Her eyes became serious. There's something about that child, like she's about to explode. Scene changes to a closed room. Two women are talking to each other. It's Shui Hua and Du Yue in the past life. Shui Hua asks Du Yue, I heard you killed someone from the blood cult again. Is that true? Du Yue brought a pipe to her lips. Did you come here just to nag me about that? I believe I told you last time. This is just a harmless hobby of mine. It's not a big deal, right? Even Shui Mo didn't say anything, did he? Shui Hua replied, That's only because you are one of the 12 moons. That's right. I have sworn my loyalty to Shui Mo, as one of the 12 moons. Although my martial arts are inferior to the 6 blood lords, I was granted a moon tablet carved with his blood, and the ultimate technique, the blood technique of my own school. Just for killing some small fry, I have to listen to a lecture? Shui Hua replied, I just remembered, so I brought it up. I heard you used to be with the righteous faction. It's hard to believe. Is that a compliment? Why did you join the dark cult? I don't know. Du Yue's eyes became dangerous. Maybe because there was someone I wanted to kill? Back to the present. Shui Hua is pensively watching the fish in the pond. She thought to herself, I wonder who Du Yue wanted to kill so badly. I didn't pay much attention back then, so I didn't ask. If I'd known I would meet her here again, I would have asked. Nangong Wutian appeared from behind. You look like you're deep in thought. Are you troubled by something you can't speak of? Shui Hua bowed respectfully. Greetings, head of the Nangong family. I was just admiring the beautiful garden, and it has calmed my heart. That's good. I've heard about what happened. Yes. The men from the Red Dragon Squad pointed their swords at you, didn't they? It seems that boy's competitiveness has gone too far. She replied, Since I wasn't harmed, I hope you will let it go. Besides, they were only wooden swords. One who wields a sword must be cautious before swinging anything they hold in their hand. That was a warrior who still lacks the discipline to control his own heart. I wasn't scared. His internal energy is solid, but strength isn't decided by power alone. You know that as well, sir. He smiled and replied, Yes, you are right. I once wished for you to be my granddaughter. You are not like a child. An ordinary person could not exude such killing intent. I saw it. The blood on your hands and the resentment of those you carry. I wished for my granddaughter to grow up in tenderness, to live a life far from the battlefield, to at least have a normal childhood. Pausing for a moment, he asked, "Who raised you to be like this?" She replied, "Does that matter?" His gaze suddenly sharpened. "Of course, it matters. I must know who it was so I can hold them accountable for turning my granddaughter into this. I will not let them die an easy death. Even tearing them to 100 pieces and grinding them to dust would not be enough. If they dared to make you suffer, I will not spare a single one of them." As he spoke, his entire being radiated a terrifying aura. Shueihua suddenly said, "What if I am not your granddaughter?" Nangang Wutian looked at her without answering. He suddenly gripped the sword in his hand tightly. Then he suddenly struck the ground with it. He said to her, "You're still too naive. When will you overcome Heaven's Mandate?" "This sword is named Heaven's Mandate?" "That's right." He reached out and stroked Shueihua's head. "When you used to hold my hand and walk around the residence, you weren't even half as tall as this sword. Heaven's Mandate. Let's have dinner together tomorrow. I hear you like good food." Nangang Wutian smiled gently, like a grandfather doting on his grandchild. "I'll prepare a grand feast." That evening, from Shueihua's room, a dark aura suddenly emanated. Inside the room, Shueihua was still sound asleep. Suddenly, a deep voice echoed in her mind. "What are you doing? Kill them. Kill them all. Massacre everyone in the Nangang clan. And spill their blood beneath your feet." Shueihua acted unconsciously. She stood up and picked up her sword. Outside, a maidservant's voice called out, "Young miss, is there anything you need?" In Shueihua's mind, the voice grew clearer. "Bring me their blood." The next morning, these three guys were discussing matters in the study. "Couldn't you have been a bit more gentle? What's the big deal? Tear them to pieces and grind them to dust wouldn't be enough." "Oh, geez. In front of a child, you don't hold back at all. Fei Fang's sword. Just stop it. Why are you bringing up the bet? Are you trying to show off how strong you are?" "I just wanted to reassure my granddaughter because she was worried." "Reassure her? What reassurance? It's a good thing you didn't scare her to death. Compared to the one who's always sucking up and reporting the girl's every move, I'm still better, right?" Suddenly, all three of them felt an ominous premonition. "What's going on?" Nangang Wutian's eyes turned cold. "Something's wrong. I smell blood." The three of them immediately went to Shueihua's room. The maidservant saw them and quickly bowed. "Greetings, family head." Seeing a blood-stained cloth in her hand, the head asked, "Whose blood is this?" The maidservant answered honestly, "It's the blood of our esteemed guest, miss." At this moment, the three men entered the room. Fortunately, Shueihua was only lightly injured. "I couldn't sleep, so I was practicing and accidentally hurt myself. It's not a serious wound. I apologize for worrying you." Nangang Wutian asked, "I've put up a barrier so no one can hear. You can tell me the truth. What happened?" "Really? Nothing happened. I was just careless with my sword." "Yes." He suddenly took Shueihua's hand, gently tending to her wound as he spoke. "The bleeding hasn't stopped. I trust you, so you must trust me too. As long as you are in the Nangang clan, I will protect you. Understand?" Slightly taken aback, she replied, "Yes, I will remember." "It seems the head of the medical hall has arrived. Let her treat the rest." "Yes, see you at dinner tomorrow." She gently rubbed her wrist. Nangang Tian. Of course, he knows this wasn't an accident. How long will he turn a blind eye? Can I even explain it? When I came to my senses, I was holding a sword. If I hadn't quickly cut my own hand, this blood would have belonged to someone else. The voice I heard in my subconscious was definitely Shui Mo's. My body acted on Shui Mo's command. Breaking into a cold sweat, she thought, "Damn it, the only one who can identify the kind of curse clinging to my body. No matter how I think about it, there's only one person." Du Yue peeked her head into the room. "Kitten, may I come in?" Smoke from the incense burner was continuously spreading throughout the room. Du Yue said, "I've lit some pain-relieving incense, but it might still hurt. If it hurts too much, you have to tell me, okay?" "Yes." Zhu Wuguan was still standing guard outside. Du Yue's eyes crinkled into a smile. "Getting hurt like this, and not even crying. What a brave little kitten you are." "Yes," Shueihua said. "I'm injured somewhere else, too. Could you take a look for me?" Zhu Wuguan was angry. Where else are you hurt? Where is it?" "My abdomen." He was both angry and concerned. "My stomach. Let me see." But she meant from her chest down to her abdomen. Hearing that, the two women's gazes immediately carried the intention of shooing him away. "What? You want me to leave? What else?" "I think I have an internal injury. Can you take a look?" "I can look, but I'll have to use my internal energy. Is that okay?" "Oh, my. I didn't expect you to agree so easily." "Great. Does this mean you trust me a little now? Let me check, okay?" Don't be too tense. A glow appeared from the wound. Inside Du Yue's mind, Shui Hua's voice suddenly rang out. Have you ever held a killing intent? Why are you suddenly using telepathy? What do you mean by killing intent? Please answer. I have before. But my cute little kitten. Why do you ask? Do you still have it now? Not anymore. Because that person is already dead. Shui Hua asked, why did you want to kill that person? Du Yue replied, because he touched someone I love. Do you still have someone you love now? So this is what my little kitten really wanted to ask. Is that person in the Nangong clan? That's a bit difficult to answer. Because I could say yes, and I could also say no. So, is that answer enough for you? Shui Hua replied, yes. Shui Hua thought to herself, she doesn't have enough affection to protect the Nangong clan, but she also bears no ill will towards them. Right now, she has no grudge great enough to swear loyalty to Shui Mo. Although I can't completely trust what she just said, one thing is certain, she is still in love with someone. Unlike the Du Yue of my past life, who killed merely for sport. She secretly hid a dagger in her sleeve, then suddenly said the name that startled Du Yue. I know your other name, Blood King's Poison. Shui Hua believed that, perhaps this time, she will also live a different life. You will have to help me. It's best to stand on the opposite side of Shui Mo. In the past, there was once a time when a village was dyed red into a sea of blood, right at the hands of two princes. All because a lowly woman dared to refuse their advances. The prince wanted to go out and have some fun. The world's nobility has always had a taste for bizarre games, so a village being wiped out wasn't exactly a rare occurrence. What was truly unusual was the child, the sole survivor of that village, who later entered the imperial palace as a royal physician's assistant. Then one day, the two princes were poisoned to death. The name used to refer to the killer of the two princes, Blood King Doc Jam, faded from everyone's concern. Xiaohua couldn't help but feel puzzled. So how did you get into the Namgung family? Doc Wool spoke with fear. What was that you just said? Let me be clear so there's no misunderstanding. I haven't been investigating your past. It's just that in my past life, you loved to ramble in my ear so much it became annoying. Now, give me your hand. Don't worry. What I want is very simple. Examine my body carefully one more time. My body is cursed. Doc Wool concluded. This is a suggestion. It's a type of dark art that controls an opponent's mind. By making them perform a certain action, there are two ways to break a suggestion. One is to kill the person who cast it. The other is to allow yourself to be completely controlled, then rebel until it breaks. A single, Doc Wool, analyzed. Today, perhaps because the master of the suggestion wasn't nearby, you were able to wake up on your own. If the connection is weak, it can be easily severed. But on the other hand, if the link is too strong, it will be extremely difficult. That means at any moment, the master of the suggestion can come for you and control you at will. Even if you try to escape, you're still in my hands. If you ignore my warning, I will come for you myself. That's what he meant to say. Xiaohua worried silently. Although I've asked Soryan to find another way to break the suggestion, if I just sit and wait, it might be too late. What should I do? Should I just hide in the mountains and let myself be controlled? As if he'd let that happen. Just the number of spies that Jip Mugwang has sent after me is already huge. I need someone. Someone who can draw everyone's eyes, distract them. Someone who can do the things that a child's body cannot. Most importantly, someone who will become a force, become my ally. At this moment, the captain was training alone. He remembered the moment he fought Xiaohua. Her movement speed and actions, her sword dance was incredibly fast. Here I come. The captain thought to himself. I saw the attack, but I couldn't block it. As he parried her blows with his sword, he wondered why. Because my feet weren't firmly planted on the ground. Because my muscles were too tense, making my body rigid. Because instead of reading my opponent's moves, I swung my sword on my own terms. Yes. In the end, he finally realized the gap between them. It was due to a difference in experience. Looking at the sword on the ground, he mocked himself. So pathetic. I thought I was one of the better street fighters, someone who knew how to use a sword pretty well. He bent down to pick up his sword. Turns out, I'm just a disappointment. But just as he looked up, he met Seolwa's gaze. He bowed, clasping his hands in a salute. Greetings, young master. There's no need to be so formal. Just be casual like you were yesterday. He was a little embarrassed. Yesterday, I truly apologize. I mistook you for a new maid and was disrespectful. I think I was the one who was disrespectful, she thought to herself. Did I completely lose my cool yesterday? At this point, the two formally introduced themselves. I am Seolwa. I am Namgung Jipyeong. Seolwa stepped forward and asked, your sword is much sharper today. It's the sword of a warrior who has an enemy, an opponent. Who are you imagining? Seeing his hesitant expression, she realized. It's me, isn't it? Seolwa waved her hand. If you don't care, that's fine. It's better than a dead sword. If you're not just holding a sword to look cool, then continue practicing with the image of an enemy in your mind. And young master's teachings have truly helped me a great deal. Thank you again. It's good that I could help. Yes. Young master will only be at the Namgung residence for a short time, correct? How long I'll be staying, I'm not sure yet. If you could, please stay a little longer. He spoke with some embarrassment. If it's not too much trouble, while you are here, may I ask for your guidance a bit more? Just observing your training would be enough. I promise not to take up much of your time, she replied calmly. All right, I agree. Huh? He couldn't quite believe it. Really? Yes. Just watching for a bit is no problem. Then. Can I decide on the training location? Of course. Do you have a place in mind? Tomorrow, at the hour of the rabbit, around 5 to 7 in the morning, come to the dojang at the Cheonggekwan. The Cheonggekwan? Hearing those 3 words Cheonggekwan, he was instantly startled, thinking, I suspected she wasn't an ordinary person, but it turns out the mysterious guest that has caused such a stir in the clan recently, the guest of all guests, is this child? By afternoon, Seolwa had changed into a new outfit, looking like a young lady from a noble house, to meet her grandfather. Namgung Mochon smiled and waved his hand. Ah, you're here. Please. Make yourself comfortable. The servants have all been dismissed, so there's no need to be shy. She sat down and replied softly, Thank you for your consideration. You must be hungry. Here, eat up. This is the first time I've seen someone use spiritual medicine of such high quality. He asked, How are your wounds? Does it still hurt? No, I've never been very sensitive. Not sensitive, you say? Seolwa said while eating. When I was 5, I almost died. At that time, someone forcibly transferred their internal energy into my body to save my life. Because of that, I lost my memory and my sense of touch. By now, her mouth was stuffed with food. So delicious. Is it because they only eat delicious, high-quality food like this that the faces of the children of noble families shine so brightly? Namgung Mochon asked unexpectedly, Was the one who saved you the master of the Hua Oru? Yes, that's right. Then why did you betray him? Because I think that person was also the one who wanted to push me to my death. She said with a firm voice, The Namgung family cannot defeat them. If we confront them right now, the Namgung family will not survive intact. Namgung Mochon asked, Are you serious? Yes. Then I will take action. But she asked back, Even so, if 3 of the 10 strongest masters in the world appeared at once, how could they kill half of the high-ranking leaders? But it would be hard to survive. If there were 5, they could destroy the Hua Oru, but they wouldn't be able to kill the master. Namgung Mochon frowned. That sounds absurd. His gaze sharpened. Then tell me, who exactly are they? Seolwa didn't answer. Instead, she lightly dipped her finger into her teacup, then slowly wrote 2 forbidden words on the table. Then she raised a hand to her lips, her eyes looking at him seriously, indicating that she was being forced and could not speak. Upon learning the truth, Namgung Mochon shot up from his seat. He was so worried he broke into a sweat. A restriction. Isn't that the kind of dark magic where, if you reveal even a bit of information, your blood vessels explode, you vomit blood and die instantly? What? I thought it was just some run-of-the-mill dark arts sect. I never expected they were secretly holding a knife to the Namgung's throat. A storm is coming. Namgung Mochon asked, How is it that until now, no one has known about this terrifying force? She replied, Because there are those who conceal their existence and blindfold everyone. His eyes slowly filled with understanding. A mole? Seolwa lowered her face. Do you still believe me now? I have just one more question. Why did you return to the Namgung family? She looked him straight in the eye. To prevent the Namgung family from collapsing, because I am also a member of the Namgung family. Namgung Mochon closed his eyes and let out a sigh. Believing everything you've just said is difficult. I need to observe what you will do at the Namgung residence and how you intend to save us. I am the family head. If you take any action that harms the Namgung family, I will stop you at any time. However, he also added, If what you do is entirely for the sake of the Namgung family, I will become the biggest sky for you to lean on. This is the promise of the head of the Namgung clan. Kunming, Yunnan province. The Hua Oru, a red-haired young man with a covered face, was drinking wine on a rooftop. Peng Roshan? Why did Seolwa agree to go with him so obediently? Another person replied, Yes, the ones who killed the followers trailing the young master. were also Peng Roshin's subordinates. The young master knew but didn't stop them. He raised the wine cup to his lips. How did that kid find out? Her memory was supposed to have been completely wiped. The subordinate asked, "Should we take care of it quietly? The kid betrayed you, and took your belongings too." He couldn't care less. You think she can leave freely? Don't worry. She'll come back on her own. Are you planning to take back the one who killed our brothers? If I can get that kid back, at the cost of a few of those insects, it's more than a bargain. Any objections, Pa Wool? No. How could I dare to have any objections to your will? The young man brushed past Pa Wool. Good. That day isn't far off. Until then, let her run wild. No. I should check on how she's living. I have to give her a gift. Give her that. Back at the Namgung residence, Seolhwa's wound had been carefully bandaged and treated by Doc Wool. The wound has been carefully tended to. As you said, there are traces of a restriction technique that has been carved onto her. Namgung Mochon asked, can that restriction be removed? Not with medical arts. Not unless the person who carved the restriction removes it themselves. Seolhwa suddenly spoke up. It will fade on its own over time. When they reveal themselves, the restriction will disappear, because by then, their name will resound throughout the world. He warned, this is a matter concerning your life. Don't take it so lightly. I will be careful. Besides that, are there any other problems? Her sense of touch is numb. You must know how dangerous it is for a martial artist to be unable to feel pain. That person loses the measure. To know how badly they are injured, or how long they can hold out. If you can't recognize the warnings your senses send, in the martial world, where a single fleeting moment decides life and death, how can you survive? And is there anything else? This child's energy channels are unstable. I heard that the internal energy she once had was expelled from her body. Perhaps that is the cause. He suddenly moved behind Seolhwa. Sit still. I will use my internal energy to examine your body. A stream of energy emanated from his hands. It slowly gathered and gradually formed the phantom image of a true dragon. He said to her, you have endured a long and arduous time to return. Yes. 8 cruel years. Welcome home. If only I could have met father again. In a healthier state, it would have been so much better. It's a shame. Yes. Just then, someone's voice shouted, eldest young master, I haven't reported to the family head yet. This guy really has no sense of timing. Looks like he's here. Namgung Mun was stunned when he saw the person who arrived. Eldest young master. But Seolhwa's gaze was immediately fixed on the figure before her. This person is father. The final blue sword of Namgung that I killed. Namgung Chong-un. Upon seeing Seolhwa, tears welled up in his eyes. Even she felt a sense of breathlessness, unable to speak. Namgung Mochon spoke up, breaking the awkward atmosphere between the two. Why are you crying? How disgraceful. Hurry up and check to be sure. Yes. Namgung Chong-un sat down. I need to take a look at your body. Is that all right? May I know the reason? He smiled gently and replied in a soft voice. A powerful family has many enemies. Many have tried to kidnap or switch the children of the clan to gain a weakness over us. Therefore, when you were born, I personally carved a mark on your body. To others, they are just 5 ordinary moles. But when connected, they form the shape of a dragon. Behind the left ear, on the right collarbone, under the nail of the left index finger, the right knee, and the left heel. And sure enough, on Seolhwa's left ankle, there was indeed a black mole. Everyone present watched the scene in silence. Namgung Cheong-un suddenly reached out his hands, then couldn't stop himself from pulling Seolhwa into a hug. They say real men shed blood, not tears, but at this moment, he cried upon reuniting with his daughter after more than 15 years apart. This is my daughter, Seolhwa. Seolhwa. I'm your father. Hearing her father's heartfelt words, Seolhwa was also moved, and hugged him back tightly. You've grown so much. In the room, Namgung Chung-un was gently washing his daughter's feet. When I saw your feet earlier, they were covered in wounds. Not a single spot was unscathed. My eyes are all red. But I'm not ashamed. On the contrary, I'm very happy. Seolhwa thought to herself, crying and laughing at the same time. My old man is really something else. Namgung Chung-un suddenly called out, Seolhwa, do you know why your name is Seolhwa? Snow is the most beautiful flower that heaven bestows. And on the day that those white blossoms covered the world, you came to us. Your mother gave you the name Seolhwa. That woman loved you very much. So much. You probably don't have any memories of your mother, but your mother has always loved you. From 8 years ago, and even now that she has gone to heaven. Never forget that truth. He crossed his arms and gave a gentle smile. Father is really happy that you've returned. I'm also very happy to be back. Tomorrow, would you like to go out for a stroll in town with me? Tomorrow? I want to show you the streets of Hefei again, where you used to run around like it was your own front yard. She thought to herself, but tomorrow I want to learn the Namgung's internal arts. When you were little, there was a Tanghulu shop that you loved. Don't you want to go there again? Hearing that, she immediately changed her tune. Since I'm the daughter of Namgung Cheongun, in this life, I will fulfill my duty as a daughter. A yes echoed from within the room. Yes, okay. At the separate villa of the second young master, Namgung Cheonghae. Namgung Cheonghae was practicing calligraphy as he asked his subordinate. According to the servants, the guest at the Cheonggaekwan is a young girl. Yes. The information has been confirmed multiple times. It's very reliable. This person was Namgung Horak of the Hwangryongdae, one of the 6 martial squads of the Namgung family. It was an organization comprised of skilled combat warriors. The 6 squads included Hwangryong, Yellow Dragon, Cheongryong, Blue Dragon, Jokryong, Red Dragon, Baekryong, White Dragon, and Hukryong, Black Dragon. Namgung Cheonghae continued, it's unclear if she's the child of a noble family, or the heir to a great sect. But it's strange. For a guest of that level, it's not easy to be given the Cheonggaekwan. Could her martial skill be close to my father's level? That's probably not it. I heard that this esteemed guest's internal energy hasn't even reached the first-rate level. Yes, it could also be a master, who knows how to hide their internal energy so the servants can't detect it. Yes, we can't say for sure. Namgung Horak said suddenly, but today I heard something interesting. It said the eldest young master is with that esteemed guest in the Cheonggaekwan. Are you saying my older brother has returned? Namgung Cheonghae thought to himself, my brother just left on a long journey. It should take at least 3 days for him to return. And now he's with the esteemed guest of the Cheonggaekwan. If she's a guest of the Cheonggaekwan, she must be a figure of great influence throughout the entire Central Plains. Could it be that my older brother intends to return to the clan to build his power base? He felt a bit of anxiety in his heart. After all, Father wants my brother to become the young master of the house. Currently, the Council of Elders supports me, but if he returns, Namgung Horak reassured him, please don't worry. Perhaps this meeting isn't what you think it is, young master. What do you mean? According to the servants, he is doting on the esteemed guest. He even carried her around the garden of the Cheonggaekwan. His eyes widened. The girl that made my brother return, could it be that they found Seolwa? Namgung Horak replied, the eldest young master will return to the clan. You can't just sit by and wait for the position that rightfully belongs to you to be stolen. Make your move before the eldest young master has a chance to settle in. Yes, our 3 martial squads will support you. The next day, Jipyong was training with Seolhwa again. At this moment, he was lying on the ground, so tired he could barely breathe. No, I can't take it anymore. She approached and asked, only 50 catty and you're already complaining? He shouted angrily. Only? With weights on my arms and legs? That's 200 catty. That's almost 300 pounds. And you won't even let me use internal energy. Who could possibly endure training like this? She widened her eyes innocently and asked, don't they train like this in the Namgung family? Who trains like this? No wonder you're so weak. I am not weak. But her next words were like daggers, stabbing at his pride. You drop your sword often and fall at the slightest opening. Looking closely today, I see you're all talk. Seeing him deflated, and without any will to continue, she said angrily, how long are you going to lie there? He suddenly raised his hand. All right. You don't have to be so harsh. I get it. I will do it. Though exhausted, he managed to say, I can still continue training. But just a moment later, he already felt regret. Why did I say that just now? The longer the time, the greater the pressure of the weights on his body. He was thrusting his sword. What do you mean? Stop! How long has it been? How much longer? I can't fall. But then he suddenly felt his body become much lighter. It turned out Seolhwa was standing beside him, supporting his sword with one hand. How is it? Much lighter, right? But looking closely, she was only using a single finger. He asked, it feels like the weight has vanished. What did you do? I distributed the weight of the object throughout your entire body. You have considerable strength, but you have a habit of using it all at once. Even with a dangerous attack, if the fight drags on, your momentum will decrease. Charging forward with all your strength isn't the only way. Her eyes were like those of a beast hunting its prey. When facing a tough opponent, you must be even more cautious and wait for an opportunity to counterattack. Until that opportunity comes, your body must be able to lessen the burden on your strength. A balanced body. Practice distributing your strength evenly throughout your body, just like now. Seolhwa suddenly let go of his hand, causing Jipyeong to lose his balance and fall flat on his face. That's enough for today. He clasped his hands respectfully. Thanks to the young master's guidance, I am truly grateful. Thanks to the young master, it's like I've had a taste of the realm I wish to achieve. Are you alright? Although I'm tired, I've realized this is necessary training, so I'm fine. I never thought that carrying heavy objects could have such great meaning. She smiled and replied, now that you know, get used to it. At the very least, you should be able to easily lift 50 kadi with one hand. He asked with some hesitation, if I may be so bold, young master, how much can you lift? She said, currently, about 300 kadi. I still have a lot of training to do. He thought to himself, 300 kadi. That's like 1,200 kadi of normal strength. Is that really possible? From tomorrow on, if any other martial artists want to train, just bring them. Training together will provide more motivation and encouragement. Are you sure? Of course. After all, this is about building the foundation for the Namgung family. Jipyeong looked at her with admiration. Just by touching the sword, she can control its power. I can't imagine how terrible the others will be. She's definitely a master, who has reached the state of unity between person and sword, and yet, she spares no effort. To teach a bunch of street fighters like us, this is a fantastic opportunity for us to grow stronger together. Definitely. I will definitely bring them. If you're going to bring them, bring a whole crowd. He enthusiastically raised his hand and declared, yes, a whole crowd. Amidst the bustling crowd of people, Namgung, Chongun was taking Seolhwa for a walk in the city. Since it's crowded here, you must hold my hand tightly, okay? Yes. We should probably eat first. Is there anything you want to eat? Something I want to eat. She looked up and said, I know a delicious restaurant. Let's go there. Very quickly, a steaming hot bowl of noodles was placed on the table. Is this dumplings and thin noodles? I really like this dish too. Thanks to you. It's been a long time since I've had the chance to enjoy it again. Yes. Before eating, she politely offered him a dumpling. Please eat, father. Thank you. I'll enjoy the meal. Yes, she thought as she ate. Now I understand why Pungro Shin liked this place so much. How can it be even more delicious than the food at the Namgung residence? But her eyes were fixed on the shimmering dumplings. In my past life, how did I not know about this place? Did they make a lot of money and then stop selling? No, it seems like this shop didn't exist back then. Namgung Chongun reached out and gently stroked her head. You really enjoy your food. Eat up and grow up big and strong. As the two were eating, an angry voice suddenly cut in. When did we ever say we weren't going to pay? Nearby, a group of people were causing a disturbance. I told you I'd pay for everything next time. I just forgot my money pouch today. But you've said that dozens of times already. Today, we really need you to settle your debt, so we can continue our business. The other person got angry. Who do you think you are, talking back to me like that? Do you know who we are? The server could only plead. I know, of course, I know very well. How could I not know? The esteemed warriors of the Namgung family. Hearing these words, Namgung Chongun's eyes instantly turned cold. The peace in this city of Hefei is all thanks to you. How could I not know? I'm just... But before he could finish, the other person shoved him hard against the wall. The man sat down and sneered. Now you're talking. We are busy as hell protecting the peace of Hefei, and you people look down on us just because of money, dumplings, and noodles. The server trembled and avoided his gaze. But this wasn't the first time. Even the other customers in the restaurant acted as if they saw nothing. I told you I forgot my money pouch. Faced with them, the server finally had to give in. I understand. Next time, you absolutely must bring it. The mustached man laughed loudly. See, it's so much better that way. Then, he casually led his men away. Next time, I'll really bring it. Thanks for the meal. When the door closed, another person ran over and asked worriedly, Father, are you okay? We can't let this go on. We should report this to the authorities. Forget it. They are warriors from the Namgung family. Will the authorities even side with us? Namgung Cheong-un suddenly stood up. Seolhwa, you continue eating. I'll be right back. You must stay right here, okay? She thought to herself, he's pretending not to know, but he's clearly posted guards in that corner so I can't go anywhere. Is he going to punish those guys? He definitely won't let it slide. They dared to brazenly use the Namgung name, right in front of a Namgung. Of course, the door closed. I wonder what the punishment will be. A moment later, Namgung Qingyun returned. He said to his daughter, I found out their names and their subordinates, and told them to return to the family for self-reflection. At the same time, I docked 3 months of their salary to give to the restaurant owner. Yes? And then what? What do you mean, and then what? That's all, she asked in surprise. You're not cutting off their hands or tongues? Her words startled the old man. Hands and tongues? She said calmly. If you dare use martial arts with malicious intent, you cut off the hand. If you use your tongue to slander the family's name, you have to cut it out. She believed that if this were the blood cult, it wouldn't have ended like this. But the Nangong family is a righteous sect. Just Nangong Qingyun replied, we don't cut off hands, nor do we cut out tongues. Why not? If their hands are cut off, they can no longer hold a sword as a martial artist. If their tongues are cut out, they'll never be able to eat or speak normally for the rest of their lives. That's what a punishment should be. But you have to give them a chance to repent. I see. The conversation ended, and the two focused on their meal again. But the way Nangong Qingyun looked at Shuehua was now a little different. After finishing lunch, the father and daughter went for a walk. Along the way, Shuehua ate a stick of tang hulu. Just then, a street vendor was hawking his wares. You have a sharp eye, sir. I just got a beautiful item in today. Nangong Qingyun asked Shuehua, do you want to see this bracelet? But you just bought me a hairpin. Just one item seems a bit of a shame. She sighed helplessly. And the flower shoes. And the ring. But I still think it would suit you, she thought to herself. Asterisk, this old man is so annoying. Asterisk. Asterisk. It's ruining my appetite. Asterisk. Suddenly, she called out, Father? He responded with sparkling eyes. I have to pee. Is there a restroom nearby? A moment later, Shuehua was in a different room. Asterisk. Renting a guest room is good enough. Asterisk. Asterisk. This will make it easier for me to act. Asterisk. Asterisk. I wonder how much time I have. Asterisk. Asterisk. It'll be trouble if the guards realize I'm gone. Asterisk. Asterisk. Those guys I saw earlier had familiar faces. Asterisk. Asterisk. Maybe I should strike before they do something stupid. Asterisk. Asterisk. Guards are at the gate and on the first floor. Asterisk. Asterisk. There are even some on the roof. Asterisk. Asterisk. If I go around the back of the building, asterisk. Asterisk. I can avoid their line of sight. Asterisk. She silently said to her father, asterisk, I'll be back soon. Asterisk. Meanwhile, the three men were talking angrily amongst themselves. How could we be so unlucky to get caught by the Black Dragon Master? Damn it. Why would someone who never eats out suddenly come out of that restaurant? Honestly, we were pushing it, right? If you dine and dash every day, you're bound to get caught. But the dumplings at that place are the best. You enjoyed eating them too. And now you're saying this? Keep it down. We're going to get caught. Caught my ass. Get out of the way. Hey, they're being even louder over there. Do you guys think that inn really got its money back? The Nangong family is all about appearances, aren't they? Of course, they would have fully compensated the restaurant for its losses. The three of them spoke as they ran. But does that mean we can go back and cause more trouble? So we won't get our docked payback? Then they hid in a corner. Anyway, the Nangong only need to save face. They won't bother with that restaurant anymore. We just need to scare the owner so he won't report it to the Nangong family. The mustachioed one grinned. Yeah, you're right. So, have the people from the Nangong family left yet? Hold on. A pillar is blocking the view. I can't see clearly. Let me check. Just then, a cold voice rang out. What are you doing? They jumped, breaking out in a cold sweat. They tried to turn around but were helpless. Their bodies wouldn't move. Don't even try. I've already hit your paralyzing pressure points. You won't be able to move for at least an hour. By the way, I also hit your mute points. You won't be able to scream either. The three looked at each other in fear. Asterisk, you guys got taken down too? Asterisk. Asterisk. When did that happen? Asterisk. Shuehua recited each of their names clearly. Li Mai, Yi Long, San Feng. I see why you're all working as martial artists for the Nangong family. I know your type well. As long as there's money, you'll do anything, right? You must have made up all sorts of lies, like wanting to start a new life, to apply as a Nangong family martial artist, just so you could rob people in broad daylight. Asterisk. In my past life, these guys joined the blood cult. Asterisk. Asterisk. Before that, they were thieves in Shaolin. Asterisk. Asterisk. I'm sorry, father. Asterisk. Asterisk. But these people aren't the type who will change just because you give them a chance. Asterisk. In the end, they will betray the Nangong family and crawl back to the blood cult. They're just rats, Shuehua said coldly. For people like you, even the chance to repent would be a waste. I want to kill you right here, but I will spare you, because you are still men of the Nangong family. One of them thought, asterisk, I don't know who this is, but it seems they're also afraid of messing with the Nangong family. Asterisk. Asterisk, good. We survived. Asterisk. But while he was distracted, Shueihua made him swallow something. By the time the man came to his senses, he had already swallowed it. Asterisk. What was that? What did I just swallow? Asterisk. Shueihua said calmly. I said I would spare you, but I never said I would let you go. Now, if I so much as lift a finger, you will die. Hearing this, they were terrified. Asterisk. Could it be a goo poison? Asterisk. Asterisk, goo poison is an insect. Asterisk, asterisk. If one side is hurt. Asterisk. Asterisk, the other will feel the pain too. Asterisk. Asterisk. If the mother insect is killed, the male residing in the person's head, asterisk. Asterisk, or heart, will explode. Asterisk. Shueihua gave a sinister smile. Don't believe me? Want me to show you? I can kill one of you so the others can see it, with their own eyes. That's all for today. I don't have much time either. We'll meet again soon. Until then, you'd better behave. Her eyes were filled with killing intent. If you cause trouble again, you know what the consequences will be. But under her gaze, the three of them felt a chill down their spines, and didn't dare say another word. Meanwhile, Nangong Qingyun had been waiting for his daughter outside for a long time. Seeing this, his subordinate was about to open the door to check. There's no sound. Something's not right. I'm going to open the door. However, before he could open the door, Shueihua quickly came out. Oh. Seeing this, the man could only play it off. Oh my, where did my money pouch fall? He thought to himself, asterisk. A moment ago, I couldn't even hear her breathing. Asterisk. Asterisk. All that worry for nothing. Asterisk. Nangong Qingyun asked, Are you finished with your business? Yes. I'm sorry, father. You waited a long time. Didn't you? It's all right. Your clothes are a bit messy, let's fix them. Inside a villa on Mount Hua, the voices of two people could be heard talking. It's true. Everyone is talking about it. That a child, once the young master of the Huaao Pavilion, stole the Great Rebirth pill, and that the child immediately headed for the Nangong family. This person was Lu Bai, the martial arts pavilion master of Mount Hua. Lu Bai spoke to the person behind the bamboo screen. They say the Great Rebirth pill was stolen by the Heiyun Bang, which operates on the border of Shaanxi and Henan. Doesn't that information match the gang that attacked us, sect leader? If the child hasn't swallowed the Great Rebirth pill yet, there's still a chance. We must retrieve the Great Rebirth pill immediately. But the person behind the screen suddenly asked, Don't you see, Lu Bai? For a rumor, it's far too detailed. And it reached our ears at a very convenient time. Are you saying we can't trust the rumor? But I know very well we have no other choice. We must take that child to the Nangong family. That night, Shueihua had a strange dream again. She felt as if she were being controlled by something, and couldn't escape. In the end, she woke up with a wound on her hand. Afterward, Du Yue had to come and bandage the wound for her. This is getting troublesome, young miss. I'm hiding the matter of the hypnotic suggestion, at your request, but if you keep getting injured like this, I'll have no choice but to report it. Then I'll talk too, about how your true identity is the Blood King's poison. Du Yue frantically glanced around. What if someone hears you? I'm using voice transmission, aren't I? Really? It was so natural I didn't even realize. Asterisk. I really don't know what's going on in that little head of hers. Asterisk. Asterisk. She's not a stray cat, more like a tiger. Asterisk. We'll have to see when she grows up. How annoying. I have some news that our little tiger cub will surely love. Should I tell her or not? Shueihua perked up as if she'd grown ears and a tail. What is it? I'm curious. Well, the family head wants to personally perform the marrow cleansing for you, young miss. Marrow cleansing? You don't mean the great technique of transferring internal energy into another's body? Du Yue smiled in reply. That's right. Surprised? He will help you expel all the corrupt energy accumulated in your body and open up your meridians. It seems he knew there was a problem with your blood vessels, so he went to such great lengths. Before deciding, he even came to confirm with me whether it would harm you. You are truly loved. Hearing that, Shueihua's hand clenched slightly. Asterisk, marrow cleansing. Asterisk. Asterisk. In short, it's when a master asterisk uses their internal energy to reconstruct another person's constitution. Asterisk. Asterisk. If done incorrectly, asterisk. Asterisk. The performer could suffer from chi deviation. Asterisk. Asterisk. Even for masters, few would dare to perform it recklessly. Asterisk. Asterisk. To receive the marrow. Cleansing from a master with such superb control of their chi. Asterisk. Asterisk perhaps. This is what they call a heavenly opportunity. Asterisk. Asterisk. Moreover. Asterisk. Asterisk. When the performer is a direct blood relative. Asterisk. Asterisk. The effect is even greater. Asterisk. Asterisk. Plus. I'm still young. Asterisk. Asterisk. So I can obtain the body of a martial artist. Asterisk. Asterisk. Faster than anyone else. Asterisk. Asterisk. My internal energy is currently only second rate. Asterisk. Asterisk. But I could immediately become first rate. Asterisk. Asterisk. Maybe even better than in my past life. Asterisk. At this thought, her eyes lit up. Seeing this, Du Yue asked, "Are you that happy?" Which made her blush a little. Du Yue's eyes crinkled as she smiled. "What happened to that cold expression you had even when your hand was hurt? So you do know how to show your feelings." Asterisk. Was it that obvious? No point in pretending anymore. Asterisk. She put a hand to her chin. Asterisk. Compared to a tiger cub, this is a bit cute. Asterisk. A moment later, Shuehua, having changed into a girl's outfit, recalled Du Yue's compliment. She thought to herself, asterisk, who's cute? Asterisk. Asterisk. From the maids to Su Lian. Asterisk. Asterisk. I don't know what they're looking at to say such things. Asterisk. Asterisk. Is everyone in the Nangong family this strange? Asterisk. Asterisk. They keep inviting me to parties at the main house. Asterisk. Inside the room, people were chatting. I taught those guys a good lesson. I did a good job, didn't I, father? You need to control your temper. Qing Shan, you didn't even ask for your older brother's opinion. Why is brother Qinghai always so argumentative? Shuehua thought. Asterisk. The voices of people I've killed before. Asterisk. Asterisk. Now, I really have to become one family. With them. Asterisk. Asterisk. Family. Asterisk. Behind her, the martial arts pavilion master suddenly spoke. Not going in? You're already here, so go in. Why are you just standing there? Because it's nice to listen to. Listen to what? The laughter. She replied. I've never had a meal with people I could call family, so it feels a bit strange. Although I saw the blood demon as a father, and the people of the blood cult as brothers, it wouldn't be right to call them family, because they were always looking for a chance to kill each other. I was the same way. When I heard someone died, I didn't feel any emptiness, or sense of loss. She suddenly asked him, if a family member dies, do people feel sad? Hey, kid! Huh? She only saw him raise his hand toward her, and then suddenly flick her hard on the forehead. Ouch! Then he shouted angrily, what kind of world-weary question is that for a kid to ask? Don't think about such useless things. Shuehua rubbed her forehead in pain. But it's possible to think about it. If it were me, I'd spend that time practicing my martial arts instead. You just need to get stronger to protect your family, he frowned. And before you protect your family, you need to learn how to protect yourself first. Every time you come back, you have a new injury on your body that I know nothing about. Don't you understand how important hands are to a swordsman? If you keep this up, even if you want to help, no one will accept it. He was so mad he was breathing fire. I can't give you a whole lecture here. In short, from now on, I'll be keeping an eye on you. Understood? Yes. Shuehua thought. Asterisk. The martial arts pavilion master is right. Asterisk. Asterisk. There's no time to wallow in guilt. Asterisk. Asterisk. What's done is done. The future can't change it. Asterisk. Asterisk. What I have to face now. Asterisk. Asterisk is the current Nangong family and the chaos within the Nangong family. Asterisk. Asterisk. That is what I will change. Asterisk. She stepped into the room. She bowed respectfully. Greetings, elders. I am Shuehua. Nangong Qinghai smiled in reply. Shuehua, welcome back. It's like seeing your face from when you were a child. You've been through a lot. All right. He turned to the teenager beside him. Come on, Xiaolong. This is your senior sister, 6 months older than you. Xiaolong thought. Asterisk. I've been living just fine until now. Asterisk. Asterisk. As the eldest grandson. Asterisk. Asterisk. Why did she suddenly appear asterisk? Asterisk. And expect to be treated as an older sister? Asterisk. He replied, somewhat unhappily. Nice to meet you. Another woman prompted her child. You should say hello too, the boy said politely. I've heard a lot about you, sister. I'm It's fortunate that you've returned, Shuehua replied cheerfully. Thank you. At the banquet table, everyone chatted happily. I never expected the guest in the heavenly guest pavilion to be you. I was truly surprised. When you were little, I used to carry you on my shoulders. Do you remember? To see you again. So healthy. What a blessing. When I heard you returned on your own, I was astonished. In just a short time, you've become such a beautiful young lady. This is Hualan. You've probably never met. Hualan, say hello to your older sister. Come on. This child is very shy. I'm sorry. It's all right. Shuehua thought. We'll be living under the same roof anyway. We don't need to be close right away. Just then, the little girl suddenly held out a skewer of candied fruit. Are you giving that to me? Asked Shuehua. Hualan. She wants to give it to you. Then the little girl shyly hid behind her mother's clothes. Nangang Wutian laughed. What a beautiful sight. Tomorrow, I will announce Shuehua's return at the elders' meeting. From now on, you all must cherish Shuehua. Yes, father, of course. I'll carry you around many times. Even Hualan nodded enthusiastically. Even if you pull out all my hair, I won't say a thing. Since everyone is here, he put down his wine cup. I will also announce my decision from this morning. And so, I've decided to perform the marrow cleansing for Shua. After he spoke, the entire room fell silent. Nangang Qingyun asked worriedly, Is it the marrow cleansing that I'm thinking of? Is there any other kind of marrow cleansing? So I heard correctly. Nangang Qinghai said, This is too dangerous. Father, aren't you the pillar of the Nangang family? I'm worried that if something were to happen, your body would be harmed. What could happen? He asked. Are you doubting my abilities? I'm just talking about the unlikely event of misfortune striking. If you're afraid of bad luck, what else can you accomplish in this world? So you weren't looking for our opinion? You've already decided. Nangang Qinghai thought to himself, if this happens, not only me, but also Xiaolong's dream of becoming the next family head, will be one step further away. Nangang Qingshan stood up and said, Isn't that a bit too much for a welcome gift? Does this child even want it? He declared confidently, She is the granddaughter who survived and returned after 8 long years. As her grandfather and as an elder of the Nangang, what is there that I cannot do for her? Father, you speak of the marrow cleansing too lightly. Isn't it what people call a heavenly opportunity, a fateful chance? For the Nangang people, what bond is stronger than family? Nangang Qingshan angrily argued back. If that's the case, why have you never done it for us? Please do it for Hualan as well. He slammed the table and stood up, his expression turning grim. Why do you let your own desires guide you, and prove your own shallowness? Seeing this, his sons dared not say another word. All right, the meal is over. Shuehua, follow me. Reluctantly, she could only follow her grandfather. Behind her were the eyes of her 2 uncles, families, staring at her intently. Shuehua thought, It's true that every family has its struggles. It's truly a battlefield. Shuehua suddenly asked a question that made him stop. Am I causing a disturbance? He clasped his hands behind his back. Why are you worried about that? I can see that everyone is finding it hard to accept. He smiled. They must think I'm heartless. While Qingyun was away, I never discussed the next family head. Nor did I ever use my internal energy to nurture the children. There are few talented people. One only knows how to scheme, and the other doesn't know his place. How can they be like the sky? She thought. Why is he suddenly talking about heaven and earth? The people of Nangang compare the Nangang to the sky. Do you know why? If I were to describe the Nangang people I've met, a spirit that would rather be defeated than submit. People who are willing to dedicate their lives under the name of Nangang. She wondered to herself, why is that? Why are they so devoted to the Nangang family? Is it because their internal energy is the blue of the sky? He retorted. In that case, how do you explain those who don't have the color blue? He continued. The order is wrong. The Nangang family practices the martial arts of the sky, which is why our internal energy is blue. Sometimes, there are people with special colors. Even if we practice the same martial arts, everyone has their own ambitions and spirit. He held his hand up toward the moon. Those who long for the sunset sky have orange hues. Those who long for the night sky have black hues. Every heart that carries a will can have a different color. He clenched his fist. And all those skies combine into one. To live a noble life, honorable and just, like the deep blue sky looking down upon the world. Follow the will of heaven. Follow the righteous path. That is what the Nangong family calls chivalry. He frowned. A person of the Nangong family must always maintain the spirit of the sky. And yet, those kids, it seems they still have much to learn. She thought, asterisk. It seems like this has been bothering him for a long time. Asterisk. Asterisk Nangong Wutian is a person like the sky. Asterisk. Asterisk. As the family head, he maintains his pride. Asterisk. Asterisk. But sometimes, he also knows how to use overwhelming power asterisk. Asterisk. To win people's hearts. Asterisk. Asterisk. Is that really possible? Asterisk. Asterisk poison. Dark arts. Spies. Asterisk. Asterisk betrayal. The dirty tricks are endless. Asterisk. Asterisk. The Nangong family has fallen once before asterisk. Asterisk due to the blood cult's despicable schemes. Asterisk. Shuehua suddenly spoke up. A straight tree breaks easily. A broken tree can no longer stand. Is that right? Hearing this, Nangong Wutian was lost in thought for a moment. That's a difficult question. To be honest, I would rather break than bend. Even though a bent tree is harder to break, if it's just about survival, even if it means straying a little from the family's teachings, wouldn't that still be for the best? He pointed a finger to his head. What's important is the spirit. A tree whose roots remain will sooner or later grow back. Even if it takes a long time, it will surely live again. But a bent tree will never have a strong trunk. Its roots will also be loose. Trees like that, even if they live long, won't last 100 years. Do you understand what I mean? As long as the roots remain, as long as the spirit is passed down, that is enough. The day will come when it sprouts and grows anew. She remembered her past life. Asterisk. Right after the Nangong family fell, I also died. Asterisk. Asterisk. So I don't know if what Nangong Wutian says is true. Asterisk. Asterisk. Is it really like that? Asterisk. Asterisk. The saplings that weren't cut down. Asterisk. Asterisk. Could they have grown up and defeated the blood cult? Asterisk. Asterisk. Until the very last moment. Asterisk. Asterisk. Those people protected the family's secret techniques. Asterisk. Asterisk. Their spirit, in fact. Asterisk. Asterisk. The blood cult was never able to break it. Asterisk. He suddenly asked, what are your intentions? Do you still want to live as a person of the Nangong family? Tomorrow, at the Elders Conference, I will announce your return. But if you don't want to, I can also keep your existence a secret. Shuehua listened quietly as he spoke. You are the child the Nangong have searched for 8 years. Once it's officially acknowledged that you are a member of the Nangong family, can you imagine how much attention will be focused on you? No matter where you go or what you do, everyone will be watching you. They will weigh your every action. They will criticize you, slander you. No, I'm worried you won't be able to bear it all. Shuehua replied with a firm voice. I will. I am a person of the Nangong family. All the arrows aimed at the Nangong family, I will take them. Finally, she looked him straight in the eye and said, I have already decided to live this way. The next day, the scene shifts to the listless face of a lifeless member of the Nangong family guard team. Not just him, but everyone at the training grounds was also receiving training from Shuehua. She seriously corrected each person's posture. Raise your arm higher, just a little more. Keep it up, he cursed inwardly. Asterisk. How long is a little more? Asterisk. Asterisk. Damn it, I shouldn't have listened to the captain. Asterisk. Asterisk. He said we'd be taught by an unparalleled master. Asterisk. Asterisk, but it turned out to be like this. Asterisk. The whole group glared with fiery eyes at Jiping, thinking, asterisk, this is being taught? Asterisk. Asterisk. This is torture. What kind of master is this? Asterisk. Asterisk. Seeing her in person? She's just a kid. Asterisk. Meanwhile, Jiping was still focused on his push-ups. 997, 998, 999, 1000. The count ended. It was also time for everyone to rest. Shuehua walked over and asked Jiping, Are you all done? He replied wearily, Yes, all 1000 push-ups are done. So tired. To his dismay, her next words made him grimace. As expected, you can still do 1000 with ease. Next time, we should put weights on your back. At this rate, it'll be hard to temper your sinews and bones. Asterisk. How can she say something so cruel? Asterisk. You all, too. Next time, put weights on your thighs. They immediately protested. Isn't that trying to kill us, young master? She replied nonchalantly. You won't die from that. They were speechless, not knowing how to respond. The group turned away, thinking miserably, asterisk. Forget it, she's a demon. Asterisk. Take a break. She suddenly said. If you keep this up, you'll all soon become inner hall martial artists. Really? Of course. With our current skills, is that possible? Skill is something forged through practice. Ji Ping thought. Asterisk. The words of a distinguished guest from the Heavenly Guest Pavilion asterisk. Asterisk are definitely not a joke. Asterisk. Asterisk. She can't be lying. Asterisk. Asterisk. Could it be? There must be some basis for it. Asterisk. Asterisk. Or is it just overconfidence? Asterisk. The four of them clenched their fists with determination. If I can become an inner hall martial artist, I'll do anything. Can you guys do more? Of course. I want to participate too, then I'm the same. But Ji Ping was still worried. Young warrior, is it possible you don't know? No matter how much we train or how much our strength increases, we are still just. The next morning, Nanggong Wutian was on pins and needles, all because of something Shui Hua had said. Can I call you Grandpa? Of course. From now on, you should call me that often. Hearing that makes my heart feel so refreshed. Yes. On such a momentous day, for you to accept us as family, what could be more joyous? He seems to really like it. Everyone here will love and care for you. Don't you worry about a thing. Go on and greet them. She bowed her head and replied, Yes. First up were the elders of the family. You've been through so much, granddaughter. I still clearly remember your face when you were just a newborn. To be able to see you again now, I'm overjoyed. You've returned just as clever and bright as before. This is truly a great blessing for our entire family. Next were the hall masters. I am Nanggong Jibiak, master of the Law Enforcement Hall. When you have some free time, please come visit the Law Enforcement Hall. I am Nanggong Sora, master of the Finance Hall. Thanks to the young miss returning to the Nanggong family on her own, we've saved 300 gold taels. My sincerest thanks. I am Nanggong Ion, master of the Outer Hall. We've met before, haven't we? After that were the leaders of each combat unit. The combat forces, she thought to herself. Everyone is welcoming me with a smile, but how much of this sincerity is genuine? Among them, who can I really trust? He's worried I'll be manipulated by those old foxes, isn't he? It's not like he's wrong. To them, a granddaughter with amnesia, who was lost for 8 years, is no different than a stranger. To solidify my position in this family, I have to show them. She bowed before Nanggong Wutian. Grandfather, I've come to pay my respects. Finally, I get to hear you call me Grandpa. Before, you always just called me family head. They say 1,000 pounds of gold is worth less than an ounce of affection. The truth is, the family head has accepted me as his granddaughter. I didn't dare say it, because I was afraid that if it was discovered one day that I wasn't of Nanggong blood, and I had to leave, I would be too attached, and I wouldn't want to leave you. After she said that, Ji Wuguan's jaw dropped in surprise, and Nanggong Wutian was moved to tears. My poor granddaughter. Outside, the main hall, Nanggong Qingyun asked Shui Hua with concern, Is your arm feeling better? I think I've answered that about 50 times already. Father, it doesn't hurt at all anymore. Well, that's good. Turns out my worrying was for nothing. She thought to herself, I've seen him pacing restlessly this whole time. What is he so worried about? He said to her, Shui Hua, today, I'm going to inform the elders that you've returned. Today is going to be a very happy day. Although there will be a lot of strangers, you don't need to worry about them. Don't be afraid. Just greet them properly and it'll be fine. Father will always be right behind you, protecting you. Back at the training ground, Ji Ping clasped his hands and said to her, I hope the young warrior doesn't give them too much hope. But she replied firmly, No, things are going to change. Her eyes were filled with confidence. Everything is going to change. Because I'm here now. She stared intently at Ji Ping. Promise me one thing, okay? That you will absolutely never give up. Yes. He scratched his head. All right. That's not hard. Perseverance has always been my strong suit. But Shu Hua felt that. This guy doesn't seem to believe me. Ji Ping worried silently. The problems that have built up in the family, of course, can't be solved in an instant. But for now, the best thing I can do is be a catalyst for these people. Shui Hua looked up at him. Trust me, just this once. To get you to that, of course, that you should have reached a long time ago, I will help you. But when it's not even clear who the next family head will be, the criteria for selecting warriors is no longer based on martial. It's based on only one thing. Whose person will you become? Those without money or connections don't even get the chance to be aligned with anyone. They have nothing. So these days, the so-called promotion assessment is actually a battlefield for the different factions. Everyone wants to promote their own people first. They're willing to use any means necessary. He spoke with a helpless tone. We're very grateful for the young warrior's encouragement, but I'm afraid it's impossible. Impossible? You mean training is pointless? We can never become inner courtyard warriors. No matter how strong we get, it's impossible. The more we hope, the more disappointed we'll be. I'm afraid that later, everyone will blame themselves for chasing a pipe dream. I once dreamed of entering the inner courtyard too. I trained arduously for over 10 years, and suffered for over 15. The first time I saw someone weaker than me get chosen, I thought I was unlucky. The second time, I thought I had gotten too complacent. By the third time, I figured I must be doing something wrong. Were my techniques flawed? Or had I misunderstood the mantra of the inner arts? Yes, that's all for today. Finally, 100. Thank you for your guidance, young warrior. Alright, you can all go rest now. I can't believe we actually trained that hard and didn't die. Again tomorrow? You've worked hard, young warrior. Thank you. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. With your guidance, we can only be eternally grateful. You are all doing very well. Starting tomorrow, I'll be waiting for everyone at the Red Dragon Squad's training ground. You mean our training ground? That's right. I'm afraid I won't be staying in the Heavenly Guest Pavilion for much longer. Does that mean the young warrior is leaving? I'm just leaving the Heavenly Guest Pavilion, she thought. Because soon enough, I won't be a guest anymore, but a member of the Nangong family. Gung, pass the message to the other warriors. They still have to be on time tomorrow. Please encourage each other well, so that no one gives up halfway. As for Sui Hua, how many people here can be trusted? Gouging people's hearts is a difficult matter and shouldn't be rushed. Anyway, for now, the only way is to interact with them directly and find out for myself. Nangong Wutian stood up and said, "The Nangong family, we have found the child who was lost for 8 long years. We posted notices all over the world to find her, so now that the child has returned, the entire world must also know." He placed a hand on her shoulder and declared, "Post new notices in the Central Plains. Open the family's treasury and distribute its contents, to spread the news of the child's return far and wide." The elders bowed their heads. "As you command, family head," he spoke loudly. "We must let the enemies of Nangong know clearly that behind the child they are targeting is this Nangong family. Nangong will absolutely not repeat the same mistake again. We must always remember the pain of losing the child for 8 years, and the joy of being reunited today. As the family head commands, the child will become the sky of the Martial Alliance. In the future, Nangong Shuahua has finally returned to the Nangong family." At Cloud Rest Pavilion, the father and daughter were taking a walk together. "It seems a bit large for your residence. That's because this place originally belonged to your grandmother. Your grandmother loved flowers and carvings. This place is known as the most beautiful in Nangong. Your grandfather himself gave the special order to grant it to you. Perhaps he wants you to be surrounded by many beautiful things." A servant suddenly reported, "First young master, the head butler and great master Swiftwind are here to visit. Should I invite them in?" Outside the door, the two were standing with their arms crossed, refusing to look at each other. Swiftwind soared. "Why did you follow me here? As for me, as you can see, I came because I have important business." "Do I have to have important business to come? I just wanted to come visit the little squirt." "That's just ridiculous. It's rude to just barge in whenever you feel like seeing her. The little squirt and I are very close. What's the big deal?" "Oh, you call the young miss a little squirt? Oh, you've been seeming a bit jealous for a while now. Or is it because you can't be as close to the young miss as before, so you're upset?" "That's not it at all. Then are you jealous because I'm close with the young miss? Being jealous means you lose, you know." Nangong Qingyun walked over and asked, "What are you two chatting about so cheerfully? I should have come later so as not to disturb you." The head butler immediately stepped forward and took his hand. "Not at all. You've come at the perfect time. It's an honor to meet you, first young master." "Hello, young miss. I am Nangong Wen, the family's head butler." "Yes, hello, head butler. I am Nangong Shue Hua. Just call me Grandpa Butler. It's always been that way." "Yes, Grandpa Butler. But what is all this?" In front of her was a cart piled high with gold, silver, and jewels. Nangong Wen replied, "They are jewels, silks, gold ingots, and spiritual medicines that the family head has bestowed upon the young miss. This much? Please do not refuse. These are things the young miss should have received long ago. This is merely returning them to you. Would you like to take a look? The gold ingots are self-explanatory. Put them away. This is high-grade silk and fabric. We have also prepared clothes, so the young miss doesn't need to sew them herself, she thought. Then what's the fabric for? These are spiritual medicines to nourish the body. The dangerous ones have been filtered out, but you must absolutely not drink too much, she thought again. If I drank all of this, it would probably take months. Now, this one will truly surprise the young miss. Shui Hua slowly opened the box. Inside was a set of exquisite jewelry. This is a precious item the family had bought during a mission abroad. Even before the young miss returned, he kept it carefully, thinking of you. It's beautiful, isn't it? Behind her, two people were whispering. The treasury master isn't one to part with things easily, is he? He was crying and making a huge fuss, so I just knocked him out and brought it. Anyway, it was the family head's order. What else could I do? Ji Wuguan suddenly said, but it seems the young miss doesn't really like it. Nangong Wen said angrily, what are you talking about? Are you blind? It's obvious she loves it. No way. That expression doesn't look like she likes it at all. You don't understand anything. The gift the little squirt really likes is this one. My congratulatory gift for your return. Take it. Want to open it? He had given Shui Hua a sword. Can I try drawing it? He replied, of course. The blade slid out smoothly. The body of the sword was bright and clear, radiating a cold aura. Without even needing to swing it, one could tell. This was a formidable, famous sword. She asked him, is this made of cold iron? So you could tell? Then, you must also know how rare weapons made of cold iron are. Are you really giving this to me? Yes. Do you like it? He reached out and ruffled her hair. If you're happy, then I'm happy too. By the way, this was the sword I used to use. He said to her, become the new master of this sword. Does this sword have a name? Using the character for 10,000 in lightning, it's called Wandian. But it's yours now, so you can call it whatever you like. Can I try using the sword? He thought to himself. She likes it that much. I'm so satisfied. It was worth spending all of last night sharpening the blade. Go and practice in a proper training hall. It would be a pain if you got hurt playing around so wildly. She doesn't even listen to the whole sentence before taking off. So nimble. So fast. Who taught the kid to fly like that? Ah, head butler. It's all right. Seeing the young miss so happy is a comfort to me as well. Yes, I believe the family head's sentiment has been conveyed. As for me, I must think about what gift I should present. Hey, neatly. Arrange these items in the young miss's room. Yes, a servant asked, head butler. A gift was just delivered for the young miss. Should I place it in her room as well? Yes. You said only a gift was delivered? Who sent it? My apologies, since I received no further instructions about that. Well then, let's go check it out. It's only been 8 hours since the young miss's return was announced, yet someone sent a gift so quickly, and then disappeared without a word. How strange. Alright, first, we must see what the item is. Meanwhile, Shui Hua was testing the sword. The wind parting with the blade made her body feel light as a feather. The hilt fit snugly in her hand, as if this was the sword that was made specifically for me. Wandian, 10,000 lightning. It truly is a grand name. It certainly lives up to its name. It feels like I can cut through anything, like even the hand of the demonic beast that is to come in the future. I just let my body follow the flow of the sword's energy, carving a clear path for the sword, slashing freely toward where I want to go, slashing as I advance. She was a little out of breath. I have to change its name. Not Wandian, 10,000 lightning, but Mandian, the sword that fills, using the character Manhwa to fill. If I can carve a sword path strong enough to fill the entire world, then, at least I can carve a crack in the blood demon's plan, tear apart the prophesied future, and fill what lies ahead with new possibilities. In a room, a vase had just been thrown to the floor, shattering. An angry woman's voice said, after the spirit guarding tree, now it's jewels and gold. That's just like the family head. It seems the family head is very pleased with the great-granddaughter's return. Isn't that so? The young miss was found after 8 years. It's only natural for her to be precious. Even 8 years ago, the family head already doted on young Miss Shui Hua immensely. But this time, the family head has truly gone a bit too far. The spirit guarding tree, of all things. If young Master Xiaolong had received it, he would have become an unparalleled genius in the world. She sighed. Xiaolong is already a genius. Even within the Nangong family, who can compare to him? That's absolutely true. The young master is peerless, to the point where the elders in the inner hall have to train hard just to keep up. He doesn't need the spirit guarding tree. Xiaolong's strength is more than enough. Can a grub really turn into a dragon just by receiving the spirit guarding tree once? That's a very good point. That's why it's all the more necessary to prove it. Yes, She brought the teacup to her lips. There's half a month until the Heavenly Dance Festival. Are the preparations proceeding smoothly? Yes, of course. Not only the warriors of the outer hall and inner hall, but even the achievements of the direct lineage members will be tested. So we have prepared thoroughly, so that the ceremony proceeds without any hitches. Deep. Good. A grub can't possibly turn into a dragon in half a month, however. Her eyes turned sharp. We must absolutely not nurture insects. The next day, Shui Hua was summoned to Nangong Wutian's room. Someone sent this for you. It was left by someone who came to receive rations. Said it's a gift for you. So, did you catch the guy? We caught him, but he has no connection to this item. It seems on his way here, he took money from someone to just drop it off for them. Nangong Wen said. My subordinate interrogated him using the truth-telling chi. There can be no mistake. No matter how you look at it, this doesn't seem like an ordinary gift, which is why I called you here. He asked, do you know anything about this? She thought, it hasn't even been half a day since news of my return got out, and those leeches have already sniffed me out. I didn't expect the 12 demon assassins, the 12 months, to find me so quickly. The fact that they left this plaque means they want to bet all their status and reputation, everything they've built up until now, to challenge me to a life or death battle, a fight to the death, or they just want to send a message that the fate of a traitor is death, and it will be settled with a fair and square duel. They're calling for me. I have to go meet them. Absolutely not. I have to go. This has nothing to do with the Nangong family. This is my personal business. I have to resolve it myself. You are a member of the Nangong family. Your business. How can you say it has nothing to do with Nangong? It is the family's duty to protect you. Shui Hua still wanted to say something, but he cut her off in a cold voice. Enough. I know you've been placed under a prohibition, so you can't reveal who sent this. But I can't just send you to your death when I don't have a single clue. Yes. You just need to worry about your own safety. This time, just leave it to the elders of the family to handle. He then told the head butler to put the item away. Even Nangong Qingyun didn't dare to go against his wishes. Shui Hua. No. The 12 months definitely know about the hidden suggestion. A way to break the hidden suggestion. What on earth is the blood demon plotting? If I don't meet them directly, I'll never find anything out. This is the perfect chance to find a clue from their mistake. She suddenly spoke up. I have a way. I've already said it. You are not to act so recklessly. As long as I'm not in any danger, it's fine, right? I have a way to capture the enemy, without a single hair on my head being harmed. Please, just hear me out this one time. I'm begging you. He let out a long sigh. Such a stubborn child. Fine. What's your plan? Tell me. A moment later, the father and daughter were outside. I'm worried to death. Why? You're asking why. Even if you say you won't get hurt, the mere fact that someone is targeting you is dangerous enough. She thought. The old man is really worrying for nothing. If he keeps worrying like this, how am I supposed to get by in this treacherous martial world? But Nangong Qingyun was thinking, to have endured so much hardship at such a young age, what am I supposed to do? So what if it's dangerous? What needs to be done must be done. She said, Father, there's something I want to learn. You want to learn something? What is it? Father, please teach me the Nangong family's inner art. Once the blood cult makes a move, we can't just sit here and wait to die. I need to quickly consolidate my internal energy, so that this body can fully absorb the martial arts of the Nangong family. At the very least, when I face the 12 months, my condition must be many times better than it is now. He scratched his face. Aren't you going to be taught the inner art by the martial force grandmaster soon? At that time, you can learn with the other kids your age. Wouldn't that be better? I want to learn right now. I've been looking forward to this day since before I even came to the Nangong family. She looked at her father with her big, sparkling, round eyes. Is it that you can't teach me? He covered his eyes, unable to look at her directly. All right, say no more. Yes. Nangong Qingyun picked her up. Then let's start right away. Yes. After that, the father and daughter entered a room. He placed a hand on Shui Hua's back. Now, I will recite the mantra while guiding the internal energy for you. Remember the flow of the internal energy carefully. Yes. The inner art I'm about to pass on to you is the foundation of all martial arts of the Nangong family. It is the process of absorbing the ki of the vast, clear firmament into the body. The firmament covers the very ground we stand on, so to breathe, to feel the wind, is also to perceive the firmament. The firmament is not far away, but exists all around us. The ki of heaven and earth is thus ever-changing, endlessly harmonious. To be able to utilize that chi of heaven and earth is the inner art of the Nangong family. Like this. The Great Firmament Divine Art. The Four Greats Divine Art. Feel the chi flowing through your meridians. That's all for this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit like to support Go. Thanks. And goodbye everyone.